December 2024, as President Joe Biden's term nears its end, political storms quietly escalate in the United States. With his departure from office looming, Biden made a controversial decision to exercise his presidential pardon power and forgive his son, Hunter Biden, who had been facing charges for illegal gun possession and tax evasion. This decision ignited widespread backlash, with protests erupting across the nation, accusing the Bidens of misusing family privilege and demanding accountability. However, behind this controversy lies a more complex and sinister story: China's deepening infiltration of American politics. Welcome to Black Bloc Hong Kongers, your go-to channel for in-depth discussions on international politics and global crises. Stay tuned as we uncover the truths behind the headlines. Like, share, and subscribe to join our community of critical thinkers. Hunter Biden, facing criminal charges for illegal gun possession and tax evasion, was initially convicted and set to face jail time. Yet, as his father's presidential term came to a close, Biden opted to pardon his son. This decision stood in stark contrast to his earlier stance of non-interference with the judicial system. In a public speech, Biden explained, "As a father, I cannot turn my back on my son. As a president, I must face the division in this country." Despite this defense, public outrage only intensified. Critics accused Biden of abusing his power to protect his family from legal consequences. Media and societal voices questioned whether this was yet another example of political families manipulating the legal system for personal gain. However, beneath this scandal lies a far more concerning issue: Hunter Biden's ties to China, particularly his business dealings that overlap with his father's political role in Washington, raising doubts about the Biden family's involvement with Chinese interests. Hunter Biden's business activities have sparked controversy not only within the United States, but also due to his complex ties with China. In 2013, while his father, Joe Biden, was serving as vice president, Hunter accompanied him on a visit to China. During this trip, he established a partnership with Baha'i Harvest RSTBHR, a private equity fund supported by several Chinese state-owned enterprises. Through BHR, Hunter held a 10% stake and participated in multiple investments in sensitive technology sectors. These investments included areas such as semiconductors and artificial intelligence, which are core technologies of U.S. industries. These fields are also critical to the Chinese government's efforts to penetrate the global technology market. While Hunter and his team have consistently emphasized that these investments were purely commercial, their close ties to the Chinese Communist Party CCP have undoubtedly drawn intense scrutiny from the public. Moreover, Hunter's dealings with the Chinese energy company CEFC have also garnered significant attention. CEFC was once one of China's most influential energy firms and maintained close connections with the CCP's political circles. Hunter's collaboration with CEFC resulted in substantial financial payments, amounting to millions of dollars for him and his family.
Back against the impeachment inquiry.
When Biden's son walks out of China with $1.5 billion in a fund, and the biggest fund.
Media analyses suggest that these transactions may indicate that the Biden family, in certain aspects, acted as representatives of CCP interests, particularly in advancing China's strategic goals in the United States. These transactions reflect not merely private economic interests, but also the CCP's gradual infiltration and influence over the political, economic, and technological structures of the United States through capital and network relationships. They demonstrate how the Chinese government uses economic tools to gradually establish control over the U.S. market and technology sectors, further driving the reshaping of global economic and political order. Amid the political turbulence in the United States, the United Kingdom faces similar challenges. The Chinese Communist Party's CCP influence in the UK, particularly in the areas of economics, technology, and diplomacy, has become a growing concern. 1. The CCP's economic influence on the UK. In recent years, the CCP has gradually established substantial influence across various sectors in the UK through economic cooperation. Investments in infrastructure, energy, and real estate have particularly drawn attention. For example, China General Nuclear Power Corporation (CGN's) involvement in the Hinkley Point C nuclear power plant project has raised significant national security concerns. Critics argue that these investments not only allow the CCP to control critical energy infrastructure, but also enable it to sway UK foreign policy and decision-making. Additionally, the CCP's investments in the UK's real estate market have increased. Chinese corporations have been acquiring high-end properties in London and other major cities, leveraging economic means to influence the UK's policy environment. 2. Diplomatic infiltration by the CCP. In the realm of diplomacy, the CCP has deepened its cooperation with the UK through the Belt and Road Initiative. While Chinese infrastructure loans have provided short-term economic benefits to the UK, they have also increased British dependence on China in key sectors. Notably, regarding the Hong Kong issue, the CCP's economic leverage has increasingly constrained the UK's diplomatic maneuverability, making the British government more cautious in addressing China's political and human rights issues. 3. Allegations of a Chinese spy among Prince Andrew's associates. Although the British royal family has not been directly implicated in espionage, its frequent collaboration with China-affiliated charitable organizations has raised suspicions. Recently, an associate of Prince Andrew was accused of being a Chinese spy, sparking widespread attention. This individual and they alleged to have had connections with Chinese institutions and may have provided sensitive information to China. While conclusive evidence is still lacking, public doubts about the royal family's relationship with the CCP have grown, especially against the backdrop of the CCP's increasing influence in the UK. These developments highlight how the CCP is constructing a complex web of influence in the UK through capital, diplomacy, and cultural strategies. This rising influence undoubtedly adds another layer of complexity to the political landscape of Western nations. The political storm in the US and the royal family controversy in the UK are seemingly separate events, yet they point to a terrifying reality. China is using a combination of financial, technological, and diplomatic means to infiltrate the core structures of global power. The CCP's influence extends beyond economic rivalry. It is fundamentally reshaping the political environment in Western nations and challenging the values of freedom and democracy. This quiet infiltration is part of China's broader ambition to reshape the global order. The pressing question remains, can Western democracies withstand this growing challenge? This is not just a challenge to one country's system, but a test of global democratic values. As this silent battle for global influence unfolds, it is vital for all nations to remain vigilant and proactive in defending the principles of liberty and justice. The infiltration of China into the US and the UK raises the question, what about other countries? The answer may lie in how the world responds to these threats, which could shape the future of international relations and the global order. Thank you for watching Black Bloc Hong Kong's Global Insight Network. Like, share, and subscribe for in-depth analyses on international politics and critical issues. Explore these videos next and join the conversation for a more insightful world.